Hey there, it's Marla. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do another pick a card reading, and this is going to tell you a little bit about the journey, or not the journey, the next time you and your person get together, kind of how that's going to be. This might get deep, might get sexual. We're just going to go wherever, the intuition takes us, right? Wherever the wind blows us. Not all who wander are lost. Okay, so take a minute, find your pile, and really pay attention to that. Let your intuition guide you. Remember, not all of these messages will resonate. This is general. If you would like a personal reading, please email me. The email will be in the description box. If this does resonate, please like, subscribe, comment, share. You can post to Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, anything. Also, if you feel called, you may send donations via Cash App. I will link that below as well. It helps out more than you could think, because I would like to get some more, some better equipment here for you guys so that you can see what's really going on. Yes, so without further ado, I will get started. I'm going to start with pile 1 for me, which is going to be this sun ring, okay? Okay. All right, so next time you and your person meet up again, this is how it's going to go. We have the Two of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Cups in reverse. We have the Four of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Lover's card, oops, Seven of Chalices, the World, no, I forget which card this is. It's 10 of Chalices. Let me pause this video real quick because I forgot the Roman numerals. I'm having a brain sneeze. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, that was the, it's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on overall here. Kind of what happened, what's going on. It looks like you or your person, remember, energies can go vice versa. Somebody was a little confused, and somebody probably was overly powerful in the connection. And sorry, my dog is always making noise, and I don't know how loud you can hear that. Okay, so anyways, there was an imbalance within the two of you. You weren't in harmony. Okay, probably caused an upset, a separation, and there were some obstacles, and it wasn't time for you to get together. You met. I feel like this might have been, a lot of these are the beginnings of twin flame relationships, and if you know anything about this journey, then you know that you'll have stages that you go through, and inevitably you will separate at some point. Because you will be out of balance, out of harmony. Some people may not believe that. At first, I didn't believe that. I was like, no, I can make it without separation. Then it was like, oh crap, no, I cannot. So anyway, it wasn't the time. It wasn't the right time for you and your person at the time that you two got together or hooked up in the first place. Okay, so that caused a little bit of an upset. Okay, but so we have here the Ten of Chalices, and this card we know is like this, the Ten of Cups. It's the happy family card, triumph of affection. Okay, so a perfection of love. When you two come back together, you're gonna really try hard. You're gonna be very happy. You're gonna feel like, you're back in your fated relationship. The Wheel of Fortune has turned in your favor, and you're back together. Okay, you're being presented with your light. Okay, for this, if you'll see, it's a box, and it's got like a what's that thing? An hourglass, an hourglass kind of symbol here, and it's illuminated, and you've got like the head vampire here or whatever, presenting this to somebody, or maybe even holding it themselves and seeing, I've been presented with this divinity, okay? This divinity of this happy family, you know, I'm being delivered back to my divine counterpart, okay? So you're going to be feeling like you're being delivered back to your divine counterpart, okay? I'm going to turn off the music here because I think that it might be a little distracting. Okay, I'm going to get my life together. We have the Four of Swords here. Okay, for this card here, we're going to get sexual here. This card is the masturbation card. And if you see here, she's touching him and he's letting her suck on his fingers. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of sensuality, foreplay here. This is kind of, you know, the video is about next time you see each other, but it's also about the next time you hook up. Bow chicka wow. You know what I mean? Okay, back to where we were. Excitement allows you to overcome a lack of affection. Okay, this is about forgiveness. It's going to be like a makeup sex kind of thing here. And they're doing, you know, their mutual masturbation foreplay situation here. Okay, and Archangel Michael, I believe, is here to protect this union and bring it back together. We have the Lovers card here. Okay, so he's bringing y'all back together. Okay. And also this card is also the rawness card. The sorry, I'm trying to keep it with the glare, without the glare. It's about the most raw form of connection. The raw bringing together of two people. You know, sex the way it was meant to be had. Okay, which is sloppy and wet and wild and, you know, dare I say, unprotected, but with your person, that's okay. Okay, well, they also have the Ace of Pentacles here, and this is about a wholeness, a new beginning. Obviously, you know, in the regular tarot, it's the new beginning, tangible things. Here we've got this Pentacle here is it's got a heart on it. So it's the tangible nature of love, the offer of love, divine offer of love back to this. Okay, the wheel is in your favor. Full gratification, a relationship that unites your mind, your flesh, and your spirit. Love rooted in intimacy after sex. So it's not just going to be like a let's get dressed and leave kind of thing afterwards. Like, you're going to spend some cuddle time together. All those pheromones are going to be released, and you're going to really feel truly divinely connected in a different way than what you might have experienced before with this person or with anybody else for that matter. Okay, then we have the Seven of Chalices here. I probably should have really put these in the order that, you know, they looked like how it would go down, but this will trigger your imagination to go back and forth, and you may think of things, you may have, you know, some imagery, you may see some visions or think of things that you didn't think of before when I was reading this card. Now you're going back to this one, then you're like, oh, well, let me add that to this, and you'll get more messages as we go back and forth. So maybe Spirit guided me to do it this way to begin with. So the Seven of Chalices for this deck is the flight of fancy, ideas and plans of love fueled by scent. Okay, so this is the pheromones here. I feel like, here we go. If I were to put this in order, I'd go with the Lovers first. Divinely connected, divinely protected. Archangel Michael brings you two together, right? Okay. And then you've got this card, the Seven of Chalices. Love fueled by scent, your pheromones, your recognition of each other. You know, you're kind of like out to eat, out to dinner, or out to play putt-putt, whatever you do, you can't keep your hands and your mind off of each other. You're just, oh my God, you know, everything about you just makes me want to just devour you, right? So then you get into your foreplay, and this leads to the show, the grand finale or whatever. I don't know why I'm having a hard time making words. I feel like maybe that means that y'all are going to have a hard time talking because it's going to be so physical and intimate that it's just like, what do we even need words for? Okay. And then, you know, here to the cuddling and the full feeling of emotions. And I feel like they're not talking. You probably won't be doing a lot of talking. You're just going to be relaxing and reveling in the moment. And you're like, oh my God, that just happened. Like, that was the most mind-blowing thing that I've ever experienced in my life. Okay? All right. So we're going to move on to pile 2. We have the flower ring. Okay? So we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Justice card. These are in a different language, so I forget sometimes. We have the Knight of Wands, Ace of Chalices, Knave of Wands, Strength, and 2 of Pentacles. So let me look here for a second. I'm going to pause my end of the video. It won't be paused on your end. And I'm going to check out what's going on here to put these in order, because with pile 1 I didn't put them in order. I didn't even notice that there was an order. Well, now I see that that might be a possibility. So let me check that out real quick. Okay, so what I have here, now that I've taken a moment to check this out and rearrange some things, I feel like I've got a situation where the 2 of you were, somebody was bitter in this connection about the other person's focus, is what I'm feeling. Somebody was a little isolated and really worried about their material aspects of life, and was probably really focused on work, or for some of you, you may have been too focused on buying things and hoarding things, and more concerned about feeling secure with having things, if that makes any sense. Like, oh, I think I need that new blanket, I need that new pair of shoes, I need that new I need my nails done, I need, but you really just want. And one person was probably like calling you out on it, like, why do you think you need to go shopping all the time? Why do you think you need to do all this all the time? Like, we're not even spending any time together. You're too focused on yourself, but not even in the right way. You're too focused on your ego. Your ego is too focused on itself. And somebody was like, we'll just cut it off. It was a total missed opportunity because somebody was too worried about either working or shopping. And you took some time away from each other so that, you wanted to give them that opportunity to focus on all that, focus on the things that weren't important. And also I feel like somebody was a little bit focused on maybe some drama, maybe getting in the middle of some people's life, and meddling in other people's affairs and other people's business. And somebody actually realized that there are people that are just ungrateful for your help, ungrateful for the things that you do for them, and I feel like you kind of cut them off. Okay, you finally decided, screw that, and I'm going to come into my awareness that there's more to this story. There's more to my life than taking care of everybody else. And this also could have been, somebody was upset about somebody taking care of somebody else's affairs, like they're like, okay, well, you're too focused on your family that doesn't even need you in the way that you're presenting yourself. So there was some childhood trauma here, okay? I feel like the 2 of you will probably end up, don't take this the wrong way, I'm just a messenger. What downloads I get, I must deliver. If I'm not supposed to deliver them, I will feel a twitch in my eye or an ice pick to the forehead or something. But I feel like what I'm supposed to tell you is don't panic. The 2 of you are probably going to separate again, okay? Unless you're in a committed relationship, or a marriage may just be like a separation of communication, or just another argument or something. That there's going to be more to this story. There's a lot more work to do. This may even actually be a pile for people who aren't meant to be together on a soul level. That's okay. This is a karmic partner, I feel. Okay, but anyways, so you finally come into a place where you know that there's a higher order that exists, and there's a meaning of life, and you're taking it, you're like, you're hungry for it. You're thirsty for it. Okay, this looks like he's breaking into somebody's car, killing somebody because, you know, as a vampire, they need that blood to survive. Well, you know, on a human level, I feel like you're just taking what's yours. How do I word this without using the word entitled? But that's really, you got to use it in the right context. You're entitled to abundance. The universe wants to give you abundance, okay? But you can't expect it. You have to work for it. You have to allow yourself to receive it. You can't just assume that you're going to. There's a difference between allowing and assuming. Okay? Allowing the universe to give it to you by the actions that you take versus assuming that someone else is going to give it to you. Okay, does that make sense? We're getting somewhere. Okay, let's go. So, you guys, both of you have been really working on your own strength, really working on taming that inner beast. And you're kind of like in a place where I kind of feel like you're like letting your animalistic nature take over right now. It's just like a burst of like, I need sex. You know, you're just randomly horny. You know, you've been so focused on other things that you haven't really focused on your sexuality and your desires in that realm. And you're finally like, oh snap, I need somebody to dominate me or me dominate somebody else. I have an animalistic urge that I need to take care of. And you know, you've been resisting that. Well, finally, I feel like even though you're scared of it, you're going to approach it. And you may even be embarrassed to come forward to this person. You may be uncertain. You may be just fearful of getting involved again, but you need to overcome that fear, and you need to release these urges. You know, we say release what no longer serves. Well, we need all kinds of releases. We need the orgasmic release. We need the emotional release. You know, when we cry, sometimes it feels good to just cry, whether you really need to or not. It's a release of something, a release of energy, okay? Even when we go to the bathroom, we're purging, we're releasing something, okay? So think of it like that. So I don't see like this being a like super intimate coming back together. I feel like it's gonna be quick. We've got the kissing card here, or I think, no, this is biting. No, that's still not right. Knave of Wands. Let me check on something really fast. This is the kissing card. Okay, this is the Knave of Wands. Okay, so I had to get the book out. It's Abandon, the magic of the olive branches. So it's like you're like you're just gonna like come together real quick and just like throw your clothes off. And I feel like there's like maybe some vehicle sex in the mix for some people. And you gotta really go beyond that ego, that focus, that, you know, somebody in this scenario. You got to look beyond that. You got to look beyond the surface and really get down to the nitty gritty and let go of all the things that are in the past and all the things that are on the surface, and really get down to your animalistic urges, right? And then here we have, you know, the Ace of Chalices, which is ecstasy, loving magic crowned by success, satisfaction, and good reasons to be happy and in love. Okay, so you're really kind of just gonna scratch the surface even on a new love opportunity, the possibility of a new relationship. And it's gonna really give you a whole new perspective on what maybe is going on between you, or maybe what even isn't going on between you. But you'll know after this encounter either way, okay? All right, we're gonna move on to pile 3. 3, the rose quartz, I went ahead and just put these in order here. And I was so excited to get to this one because this is the one that I picked. So, okay. This is a divinely guided situation here. Most of them are, you know, but this is like dare I say, this is the twin flame pile. At least I don't know the other two. So that doesn't mean that this is the only one, but this is a twin flame pile in a stage that you are in, if that makes more sense. So here we go. We have this offer here that was just given to you, okay, or you know, you or your person together, whatever. You were given this offer, and I feel like for some of you, you were like obsessed with it, and then it was like, oh snap, here comes the Queen of Cups. I'm sorry, the King of Cups reversed, and he was jealous, and he was scared of expressing his emotions. He was indecisive at times because of the way that this was like given to him. He really wasn't super open with it to begin with, and he just kind of felt like jaded altogether, like love's not for me. Like at the time that you two were brought together, you were just like kind of hopeless at that point. And then it was like, oh shit, you know, here's this person, this connection, it feels way too good to be true. So you were like, okay, screw that. I don't ever want to lose this person, so I'm about to show my ass. Okay, totally happened. Totally lived this. Well, this part anyway. Haven't gotten to this part yet. And you separated. You ultimately separated. And here we still have, you know, we have the 3 of Pentacles. And, I'm sorry. Did I say 3 of Pentacles? Yes. Contracts. See how, I'm not sure if this is immortal or not. I think that it is. And then this is a vampire. Well, they had a contract at some point to change this person. Okay, to come in. Let's assume that with this deck, everybody's destiny is to be a vampire. Okay, this vampire deck. So you've got mortals here. Well, they're not quite changed over yet. Just like our destiny is to be spiritual beings. You know, we're going from our ego selves to our spiritual selves. Okay, so this person's going from his ego self to his spiritual self, his mortal to his immortal self. And they have a contract here to where they have to do this in order to get to a certain point. Think about the 3 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite tarot, the traditional tarot. I say regular, that's an ugly word to use in this. I don't want to offend them. The traditional tarot is a working together, you know, kind of situation. And anyway, so we've got loyalty, ties of obedience here. Okay, so we've got somebody being obedient to this contract. It's got to be scary to want to drink the blood of a vampire. Couldn't you imagine how terrifying that is? Right? But you were presented with this soul contract, like I said. You were presented here, and you drank from that. You drank from that. But then, it's like you lost your shit. You lost your shit. We lost our shit. Okay, and we turned into the Knight of Pentacles. We were arrogant. We were unstoppable. We just tried to break ties. You tried to break ties because it was like, there's no way that I can have something this good. And so it was so good, we turned it bad. And we were adamant about it. We were adamant about making it bad because we were so scared to lose that person that we projected those fears in just the worst ways. God, I'm so ashamed of myself. But you know what? It is what it is. We live and learn, and that's the whole point of this journey, and the separation is so that you can figure it out and get better and learn how to ascend. All right, so here we go. This is going to be where you come back together. Okay, we've got the King of Pentacles, and this would be the Virgo in the traditional tarot, and he's scared. Okay, if you know about Virgos are kind of judgy. But really, it's because they are judging themselves. They're projecting their judgment of themselves onto other people. Okay, it's not necessarily that they're just judgy and just awful people in general. It's not that at all. They are just scared of themselves in ways, some of them, depending on where they are in their journey. So this card is about fear. Fear increases. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. Anyways, skip that. So this is about pursuing your partner, but it's not going to do you any good if it's not a mutual thing. Okay, I feel like here it is mutual because she's got that pentacle back here. It's mutual. She's got that pentacle to give to somebody, and here he's coming. You know, he's got his pentacles already. He's the king of pentacles. He doesn't need her pentacle. But it's like she's got it. It's there to give to him. But he's still like, are you going to give me your pentacle? And she's like, are you going to take my pentacle? You know? It's like, you don't need my pentacles. You are the king of pentacles. You have all of them. So why should I think that you're going to take mine? Why do you need more? You don't need more. So they're scared. These two people are scared. Or, well, this one's not. One person's not. Or maybe they both are. I don't know. It could be either way. But one person is definitely scared to give somebody something that they don't need, seemingly, you know, but that's the whole point, is to come into total alignment with yourself so that you do not need anybody. And so when you receive each other back to, you know, when you come back together, it's called the gift. Because you're full and you're whole in yourself and you don't need anybody else. You could live this lifetime alone if you wanted to, but you are given a gift. In Christianity, they say that, you know, sex is the gift. Well, no, the union is the gift. Anyways, okay, so 8 of Chalices. Bashfulness. You must try to know your partner in spite of their reserve. Okay? Underneath the thorns, you find that they're actually the right choice. Underneath all of the jagged edges, and I feel like I'm having a hard time talking now, so I feel like there's going to be some communication issue, obviously the bashfulness. It's like, how do you get to know your partner when you're scared? But the thing about this connection is you can't screw it up. The only way that you can screw it up is by not trying. It's by not being forthcoming with your emotions, which I was not. And, well, not about all of them. Okay? So it's like you hold back, but don't hold back from each other. Just say what you need to say. Say how you feel. All right? Because somebody's going to try to get it out of you anyway, because he's like holding on to her. It's like they're dancing, but she's trying to pull away. It's like cat and mouse. All right? You're going to be playing cat and mouse with each other. And it may be a little fun. It may be fun to tease, too. I feel like there's a teasing element here, too. So there's that. But eventually, we've got the Queen of Chalices here. Interesting, we have the Queen and the King of Chalices here. So I feel like the Divine Feminine is the more confident of the two, which totally resonates with my situation. Because she's sitting up there, and she's good to go. All right? But he's getting in there. All right? Giving her his tenderness, and it's going to bring her back to the point of serenity. It's going to bring them both back to a point of serenity, and they're going to begin to be able to plan their future together. Her future's set for her. You know, she's already the Queen of Chalices. She's already got her crown on, but it's like, okay, well, I think I'm going to plan to put a crown on this guy. I'm going to put a ring on it. Usually it's the other way around, traditionally, but if we know anything about spirituality, what even is tradition? We even don't even know. It is what it's what you make it. It's what you want it to be. Okay? If your tradition is to make a new tradition every time tradition comes around, then that can be your tradition. My tradition is to have no traditions and to have the ones that I want. I choose what I want to do because ultimately I choose my destiny. So anyway, so he looks like he's about to start from the top and go downtown. And I don't feel like he's going to miss a single inch of her. And she's going to love it. She's going to live it up. Like, I feel like once they get to this point, he's going to be all about her. And she's just laying there. She's tied up even. And she's enjoying it. Like, she's not messed up about it. And he's over there like, I'm about to get after that again. And I feel like this is going to be a situation where you kind of go around and round a couple of times and just truly enjoy each other's company. Truly enjoy each other's bodies, each other's minds and souls, and really feel each other so much deeper. And like, holy crap, why did we ever separate in the first place? It wasn't too good to be true, because if it was, then we wouldn't be back here in the same thing. So let's try our best not to lose it this time, because even though you get, you know, your gift, you can still end up out of balance because of the free will of other people around you, right? In your own free will, you can choose to screw up, you can choose to go off your path. Just stay on it. Okay? Why we keep breaking up if we keep making up? Let's just stay together. That's what I just heard. I think that's a Jeremiah song. I can't remember what it was called. Break up to make up or something. Yeah. Anyways, check that out. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Thank you for watching. If you would like a personal reading, please email me. Okay, this is beautiful here. Okay, pile 4. I love this. We're gonna pretend like nobody noticed. This is actually pile 5, but the way I had them set up, who knows anyway. So anyways, I'm gonna go back to, it's still beautiful. So we have the Hanged Man in reverse, and we have the Queen of Cups. So it looks like to me, after you guys met, it was like you went through a point where you were at a crossroads and you were like, this is not how I am typically. I'm gonna go back to my old ways, and because that's where I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in just being hung up with, you know, my single life, but also not giving my emotions to anybody. I have my emotions in check, and I can be nurturing, I can be romantic, I can be emotional, but I'm not really ready to go there just yet. I thought I was ready, maybe not so much. So then we moved over here into the energy of the World and the Lovers. Okay, so we went through a period where we became whole in oneself. I feel like for some reason, Spirit moved me straight over to this pile. And I feel like it's because if you watch pile 4, you might come to this pile here, because I feel like they go together. And low-key, I feel like whenever I picked mine before, I felt drawn to this one for some reason. And so here we are, I just skipped right on into it, almost like I'm continuing your story. So hopefully pile 4 will move into this reading as well. So anyway, we have, like I said, we came into our whole selves, and we were one with our own soul, alignment with soul and self. We were coexistent of our yin and our yang that's within ourselves. We came into our true integrity, okay? And now it's like we strengthened our bond and our connection with others and our soul family, and started to recognize who was supposed to be in our lives. And I feel so strongly that pile 3 was, I keep calling this pile 5 because it is pile 5, but I've done it out of order. Pile 3 was the divine feminine of this one, of this pile. This right here has divine masculine written all over it. And I feel like she held the power to begin with. I say she, the divine feminine. I mean, if you, whatever you identify as, whatever your pronoun is, go with that no matter what I say. Divine feminine. Okay, the yin. I feel like yin here was in control in pile 3. And yang here, this is all about your yang, the divine masculine. Okay, yang finally decided, oh snap, this person's supposed to be in my life. And they started noticing their soul family kind of all around them. So then here's the divine masculine really working on his approach. He's working on what he's going to say, what he's going to do, like how's he going to go about it? Because, you know, as divine feminines in this journey, we know that the divine masculine was just like screwing it up left and right, and they sometimes were oblivious to it. So it's like he's trying to come back in and really like present himself, like sell himself, like, oh shit, like I fucked up. I don't even know what to say. Like, I know that you're my person and I'm excited about it, but I'm kind of like, I don't know how to come in. I don't know what to say. He's doubtful of himself, and he doesn't know how to communicate in spite of the distance that he's brought between him and his divine feminine. All right, but I feel like he's been spying on her, and he's going to make his approach when she least expects it. So if you are divine feminine and you watched pile 3, well, I guess it doesn't matter if I say that in this section of the video, because the divine feminine's already watched pile 3 and she's clicked off. So maybe I'll put that in the description. Hopefully people will notice. Okay, Knight of Chalices. So we've got a modest approach. He's aware of himself. He's kind of like giving a rebirth to his sexuality, I guess. And his rebirth is from his shame into a direction. So it's almost like he might have subconsciously been giving too much awareness to, or focus to, the sexual aspects, physical aspects of the relationship in the beginning. And that kind of screwed him. Tables were turned, and it screwed him in the end. And he's like, crap, well, my original approach was not at all the way I should have gone about it, because I think that maybe the divine feminine thought that that's all he really cared about. And so he's got to come in a completely different, like he's got to come in suited up, completely different approach. But if he doesn't try, then he's never going to, if he doesn't come forward, he's not going to encounter her. She's not coming forward. I'm telling you right now, if you're divine masculine watching this, your divine feminine is not coming forward. She's not. She's done her duties. It's your turn. She's probably come after you many times and you ignored her, and she's not doing it again, no matter what. Like, you'll have to like literally run into each other at Walmart or something if you're going to be so stubborn and not come toward her. Like, the universe is just going to put you two in the same place at the same time. And I'm willing to bet that she's going to spot you first, and she's going to bob and weave and duck and dodge until you say something. She's not coming forward. You need to go forward to your person. All right. Anyway, so we're going to move on to the Five of Pentacles here. This is where he finally says something, and when he comes back with her, he feels absolutely complete. He cannot give up on this person, and the transformation, you can't give up on that either. And you have to transform from the world around you in order to come into this divine union. And he knows that he can't stop that. He has to make amends with the fact that he's different from the world that he's lived in, and that he wants to be part of her world so that they can have their world together, and they need to come up with, how to work with their similar ideas and how to evolve in that way together. Okay, the same old song that he was playing before, it's not going to be the song that he's going to be singing after this connection. So then we have the Ace of Wands. We move into the Ace of Wands, which is the Union card, the fresh new beginning, and it's surrendering to your losses and your prior unwillingness to move forward and take action. You've been given this new opportunity. You need to take it. And now he's coming into, his greater consciousness. He's like, oh, okay. She's chilling like she knew he was going to come back. She's just laying there. She's like, okay, finally, it's whatever. I knew you were going to be back. And he's just like, I didn't know I was going to be back, but I'm back and I'm not leaving. And so she's content with that. And they're content together. And their twin flame, I never noticed this before, but their flame is back there in the fireplace burning together. Like, I feel like that's the unity of their twin flame souls coming back together. And this is the symbolism of that merge. All right, that's awesome. So, beautiful reading, pile 3. If you're a divine masculine and you kind of want to see how it gets dirtier, go back to the previous reading, pile 3, and check that out, because she's going to take all of you. I'm just going to say that, and you're going to give it all to her. So if you want to see how that plays out, go watch that one. All right. Thank you. Pile 4, moving on. This is kind of funny. When I was putting your cards in order, I just noticed it's like, you two fight probably over some petty shit. And it's like, he was like, no, not having it. She's coming towards him. He's like, no, not having it. And she went on, like, y'all did the runner chaser thing for a minute. It's crazy. And then he was like, okay, well, now I'm going to come after you. And she's like, no, screw you. And then finally, he was like, he tried a little bit harder, and she's just like, ugh, whatever, I will let you. And then now it's like both of them are like, wham, bam, thank you, man, let's do it. Let's just give in. But it looks to me like you two went back and forth over some shit for a while. And it's almost like it had to be, like, you couldn't be seduced. Like, somebody does not like to be submissive here. Because I guess maybe that shows weakness. I don't know. It's crazy to me how I feel like I can identify with all of these in some ways. Not this with my situation specifically, but I can identify with this just as a personality basis anyways. Okay, so temperance we have here. Kind of what happened in the past with y'all is that, like, your ego was getting in the way. You weren't balancing out your temperament. You weren't being patient. And you were trying to rush into some things that ended up stalling you. And you're like, well, damn, you just ended up walking away. And you were like, fuck, I'm just going to cut my losses and walk away. And you did that. And I feel like whoever you are, him, her, they, you went into this Ten of Wands mentality where it's like you were stuck between, like, hope and despair about you know, whether to be optimistic about this or pessimistic about this, like you were so back and forth. And, you know, the energies could go both ways, but you were so back and forth that you let it like take over. And you finally were just like, oh my God, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm barely functioning. I'm chained to this coffin. Even though, you know, like this isn't the hermit card where like you got your Zen tree or whatever over here and you're in your coffin, you're chaining yourself to it. It's like you kind of, I mean, you went within and then you really kind of got back to your emotional self, your Queen of Pentacles, your tolerance and not relying on yourself, but letting outside forces take a little bit more control. Two people in this situation, in this scenario, are control freaks, and that's not been good for your union. It's not been good for your situation. So here we have where I said, like, she was trying to pursue him, and he was just like, nah, look, I got this made back here. You know, I want everybody to see that I can have whatever I want. He was so in his ego. He's like, I want everybody to see what I want, or that I can have whatever I want. And she was like, but I want you, you know. And he was just kind of like, no, I really kind of want you, but I'm just not. Did I say King of Pentacles? I meant to say King of Swords. I don't know if I said that or not. You know, he let her fondle him a little bit, but he was strong. He held his own, and he was bound, determined to go beyond, you know, giving into the sexual nature of this, which is not always a bad thing. But the way he's going about it could have been not the best, especially the way that this was laid out. Like, I feel like he was not, for some of you, other women were coming towards him, and he was like, no, because my girl's back here. But for some of you, your person wasn't entertaining you at all, okay? Or not like you thought he would. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, somebody just being indifferent. You know, it's almost like she was like, for some of you, you were, or they were, it's the same scenario here. Neither of you, I feel like neither of you were really entertaining other people to the point where you really wanted to like go all the way. But then again, you weren't entertaining each other either. For some of you, you were teasing and jacking with each other. And for others of you, you were just not entertaining other people. Like, you were getting a lot of attention, you were just not entertaining it. So, Eight of Pentacles here. She's indifferent to this. She's tender, but she's not like, his flights of fancy just don't do it for her. She's like, I'm deeper than this surface level sex. Like, and you're not seeing that. You're not, and like he's like, I'm smarter than this. It's not all about the sex. There's more to me than that. I'm smart. I'm the King of Swords. I'm the king of my thoughts. You know, I've got my shit together. And she's the same way. She's like, well, there's more to me than just sex. I'm just not doing it. Anyway, finally, so they come together. They've got the Four of Pentacles. She might have given to other people vaguely, but I think ultimately she's going to give in to you and let you pleasure her, and let there be foreplay. Let there be lots of foreplay. Here, the pleasure, it burns like coals. It's not a flame. And you know, coals, they burn for a longer time. And y'all are going to take your time. You're going to take your time exploring each other, and then you're really going to get down into it. You're going to get down about you. Well, okay. But you're going to be tender about it. You're going to go way past the surface level of things. You're really going to collaborate with each other and know that you're really just going to work on seducing each other. There's going to be a lot of teasing going on in this. You know, like, I feel like that's your game. Like, control and tease, like some submissive, dominant kind of thing going on here. Y'all got a thing going on here. Because, I mean, then you've also got the temperance card here, you know, the alchemy, the back and forth. Like, y'all are so cat and mouse, so, you know, playful with each other, but I don't know that it's healthy. Maybe it is for you, for your dynamic, but I feel like that's kind of how y'all got messed up in the first place. So just be mindful of that. Have fun with each other and really be tender with each other, but go beyond the surface of just mindless sex. It's got to be mindful sex, okay? You all have fun. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, etc., etc. I love y'all. Bye.